Which ones were correct and which ones weren't correct? This one was correct, that one wasn't correct. Don't rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't rock the boat over. Big boy. We're taking a look at the S23 Rumours to see which ones were correct and which ones were not so correct. So I have the S22 dummy here and also the S23 dummy. On first appearance, they're basically the same. To be quite honest, that's essentially what's going to be the case. There was rumoured that the 50 megapixel camera was going to receive an upgrade. Well, we now know that's not actually the case and it's going to pretty much remain the same. The next rumour was that the phone was actually going to be a little bit chunkier. Now, this could have accommodated a bigger battery, better cameras, etc, etc. However, the phones are basically identical when we look at them, other than the lenses being in a slightly different location, and also the buttons on the side have moved slightly up and are a little bit bigger. Other than that, the screen size has remained identical, the camera placement on the front of the screen is identical as well, so really no massive changes here. Now, one of the only changes that you will actually see to the back of this is that there's no longer this sort of island where the camera lenses sit on.
Is it an island?
What would you call it? What would you call it?
A camera surround. An island would be in the middle of it, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's got a bump.
Yeah, that doesn't make it an island.
It is an island. This is water. This is an island. That is a boat. Now, the only noticeable difference to the back of the phones is that they no longer have this camera bump on the back. Now, I approve of this as I really liked it on the S22 Ultra that basically it was completely flat other than just the few lenses that were popping up. Another rumour that we saw early on was that we were going to see a RAM upgrade on the S23, going from 8GB to 12GB. Unfortunately, the case is that it's going to remain at 8GB. So if you want more RAM, you're going to have to go for the big boy, the S23 Ultra. One thing that everyone wished they would upgrade on the S22 is the selfie camera, because it's only 10 megapixels compared to the S22 Ultra's 40 megapixel front camera. Unfortunately, again, this is not the case. So if you've got an S22, it's looking really unlikely that you're going to want to upgrade to the S23. Now, let's go to a couple of things that are changing on the S23. The 3700 mAh battery in the S22 was pretty good. It definitely lasted all day and sometimes would actually get you into the next day. However, it's always nice to have a little bit extra in a tank, as long as that tank doesn't expand and set on fire. The S23 is actually going to have a 3900 mAh battery. Now, the last thing that people are asking us are, do the cases still fit on either phone? I've got an S23 Elixir case here. Let's try it on the S22. Ooh, well, you're going to have a bit of a problem here. For a start, the cameras do not fit at all. The buttons are also in the wrong place, although you can sort of still click them, but it's not really satisfying. People will unlikely be going to get an S23 case for the S22. It's going to be the other way around. So let's try that out. Again, with a case from Elixir, we fit it on. It sort of fits fine, but then you look at the cameras again and you see that the lens is being covered up by the case. So let's face it, you're going to have to buy a new case. There you go, the differences of the S22 and S23. Let's face it, not so many. Thanks for watching and I hope you've enjoyed this video.